I'm Harini. I'm a student right now and I'm doing my second year of undergrad. This is my short story. I'm working on a collection of short stories and this one is titled The Secret. I could feel his gaze burning a hole through my jacket. I tried to ignore it, but I couldn't. It was like an itch on my body I couldn't reach. I tried to concentrate on the textbook lying open in front of me. It was only after a few moments that I realized I was just staring at letters and numbers over and over again, seeing them but not reading them. My mind was someplace else. I squeezed my eyes shut in a last effort to calm myself and opened them. I turned around. My eyes met his, and his face broke into that leering grin. He was standing outside the window of the library, watching me, his two friends by his side. His eyes bored into mine, a kind of perverse, knowing gleam in them. I should have gotten used to his grin, his stare, and most of all, that look in his eyes. He seemed to reserve them especially for me, turning it off and on only when I could see. I looked away and pulled my jacket closer around myself, zipping it up. Not again, please, not again. I tried to pick up a pencil and work out an equation, but my hands were sweating. Hey, did you solve this one? My friend's voice seemed to come from far away. I looked at the page she was offering. Nothing made sense. My mind was clogged with fear. No, I'm sorry, I said, getting up. I need to go. Okay then, all right. She went back to her books. I turned around again, but he wasn't there anymore. I exhaled, feeling only a little relieved. I had to get back to the safety of my room before it got dark. It was only about 4 o'clock now, and the corridor outside was filled with early evening sunshine. But I knew he would have waited until I finished. The later, the better for him to follow me. I gathered my books and dumped them into my bag and walked hurriedly out of the library. The corridor outside was empty. He was gone. I wanted to get back to my room as quickly as I could. I reached the stairs, relieved that he was nowhere around, and began to run down 2 steps at a time. I looked up and stopped short, halfway down the stairs. There he was, waiting for me, with his wolfish smile and that look in his eyes. My heart began to beat louder and faster. Without thinking, I turned around and started to hurtle up the stairs, only to collide into his 2 friends. They twisted my arms and pinned them behind me, and one of them put a heavy hand over my mouth to stifle any screams. But he needn't have worried. I didn't make a sound. I did struggle, although by now I had learned that there was no point. It was just a reflex action. I kicked and shoved and tried to pull my arms away. They waited till my writhing subsided, till I became limp in their hands. I let them drag me down the stairs and into the first empty classroom they saw. He shut the door and bolted it behind us. I knew what was coming, and in my mind I was screaming. My lips made no sound, but my mind was screaming and screaming, but no one could hear it. I was roughly turned around to face him. Hello, he said, smiling at me. I just looked at him, saying nothing. He came closer to me until I could feel his breath on my face. Why do you keep running away from me? He was saying, unzipping my jacket. When you know I'm going to find you anyway. I didn't say anything. He began laughing and his friends laughed too. He slapped my cheek and then put his hands on my chest. I kept my face frozen as I felt his searching, groping hands travel lower and lower to the waistband of my jeans. My heart began to beat faster, panicking. I swallowed. His fingers first unbuttoned, then unzipped them, pushing them down to my thighs. I could hear his friends chuckling as his hands wandered, touching me in places he had no right to touch. I bit my teeth together, hard, trying not to cry, or make any noise that would betray how I was feeling inside. Tears of humiliation welled up in my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. After he was done, he pushed me down on my knees and began to unbutton and unzip his own jeans. He pushed them down and one of the boys behind me grabbed my hair and pulled, causing my head to snap up. My mouth opened in a silent cry of pain, which was exactly what he wanted. That's right, he said, grinning, and then his eyes half closed. I shut my eyes, forcing the tears back, trying to concentrate on anything except what was in my mouth and the sounds that escaped from his. Harder, he ordered, roughly thrusting himself forward. I choked on him. I couldn't breathe. All I could hear were the noises he made and the boys chuckling behind me, holding me down. I tried to block it all out. I don't know how long I endured it. I had become numb to everything around me. After what seemed like forever, he stepped back and then released me. He zipped up his jeans and then pulled up my face to look at him. "You should have gotten used to this by now," he said condescendingly, his face filled with mock pity. They trooped out of the classroom, letting the door shut behind them. My head hung forward, my palms hit the floor, and I spat. I spat it all out. I felt dirty. I felt absolutely filthy. I wanted to wash my mouth, my body, everything, as if that could remove his touch. I removed my jacket and vigorously wiped my face, then threw it down. I sat still for a moment, unable to move. The tears began to fall, and I let them, and tried to quieten the sudden gasping that escaped from my throat. I cried until I could cry no more. Finally, I got up, pulled my jeans on, and zipped them up. I picked up my jacket from the floor and pushed it into my bag. I wiped my face with my hands one last time to remove any traces of tear tracks and brushed my fingers through my hair. I took a long, deep breath, opened the door, and walked out of that hellish classroom. I began moving through the corridor and down the stairs, but it all felt surreal after what had just happened, like I was sleepwalking. I saw my friend running towards me. She was calling my name. I stopped. "I think you've taken a couple of my notes by mistake," she was saying to me. "I searched and searched for you. Where were you all this while?" I mumbled something about having to visit the bathroom while going through my bag. There it was. I handed them over to her and said, "I'm sorry, I was in such a hurry to leave. I guess I put them in my bag by mistake." "Oh, thank God you have it," she said, taking them with a sigh of relief. "I thought I lost it." I tried to smile. "Are you all right?" she asked me. "Yes, I'm fine," I said. I wasn't fine at all. "Anyway, I've got to go. My hostel is quite far away and they have a really early curfew." She rolled her eyes. "You boys are so lucky. You don't have to get in by 6. Anyway, thanks for the notes. Good night." She sprinted off. I watched her go and turned around, making my way to the boys' hostel.